It's looking promising for us to have an orbital launch attempt in a few months. We're actually integrating we'll be integrating the engines into the booster for the first orbital flight starting in about a week or two. So, assuming we get regulatory approval, I think we could have an orbital launch attempt within a few months.
And a radical new technology like this, presumably there is real risk on those early attempts.
And very important to emphasize that Mars, especially in the beginning, will not be luxurious. It will be dangerous, cramped, difficult, hard work. It's sort of like the sales pitch for going to Mars is it's dangerous, it's cramped, you might not make it back, it's difficult, it's hard work. That's the sales pitch.
Right. But you will make history.
Yeah. But it'll be glorious.
Right. So on that kind of launch rate you're talking about, over 2 decades you could get your 1 million people to Mars, essentially. Whose city is it? Is it NASA's city? Is it SpaceX's?
It's the people of Mars' city. The reason for this, I mean, I have to say, like, we feel like, well, why do this thing?
If you can replace a $30,000, $40,000 a year worker, which you have to pay every year, with a one-time payment of $25,000 for a robot that can work longer hours, a pretty rapid replacement of certain types of jobs, how worried should the world be about that?
I wouldn't worry about the sort of putting people out of a job thing. I think we're actually going to have, and already do have, a massive shortage of labor. So I think we will have not people out of work, but actually still a shortage of labor even in the future. Tesla is accelerating sustainable energy. This is a love of philanthropy.
Right.
SpaceX is trying to ensure the long-term survival of humanity with multi-planet species. This is love of humanity. Neuralink is to help solve brain injuries and existential risk with AI. Love of humanity.
Given how tortured the Earth is right now, how much we're beating each other up, shouldn't there be discussions going on with everyone who is dreaming about Mars to try to say, we've got a once in a civilization's chance to make some new rules here? Should someone be trying to lead those discussions to figure out what it means for this to be the people of Mars' city?
Well, I think ultimately this will be up to the people of Mars to decide how they want to rethink society. And hopefully the people of Mars will be more enlightened and will not fight amongst each other too much. I mean, I have some recommendations, but which people of Mars may choose to listen to or not. People should be optimistic about the future. Humanity will solve sustainable energy. It will happen. If we are, continue to push hard, the future is bright and good from an energy standpoint. And then it will be possible to also use that energy to do carbon sequestration. It takes a lot of energy to pull carbon out of the atmosphere, because in putting it in the atmosphere, it released energy. So now,
right.
Obviously, in order to pull it out, you need to use a lot of energy. But if you've got a lot of sustainable energy from wind and solar, you can actually sequester carbon, so you can reverse the CO2 parts per million of the atmosphere and oceans. And also, you can really have as much fresh water as you want. Earth is mostly water. We should call Earth water. It's 70% water by surface area. Now, most of that's seawater, but it's like, we just happen to be on the bit that's land.
Right. And with energy, you can turn seawater into irrigating water or whatever water
absolutely.
you need.
At very low cost. Things will be good.
Things will be good.
Yes. So, there are 3 elements to a sustainable energy future. One is obviously sustainable energy generation, which is primarily wind and solar, and but it's going to be primarily solar and wind as the the primary generators of energy. The second part is you need batteries to store the solar and wind energy, because the sun doesn't shine all the time, the wind doesn't blow all the time. So you need a lot of stationary battery packs. And then you need electric transport. And it's those three things: solar, wind, stationary battery pack, electric vehicles. So that's gonna really be the fundamental rate driver. That's what sort of the idea behind Neuralink is, to try to more tightly couple collective human will to digital superintelligence. Even if it doesn't succeed in the greater goal, I think it will succeed in the goal of alleviating brain and spine damage.
So the spirit there is that if we're going to make these AIs that are so vastly intelligent, we ought to be wired directly to them so that we ourselves can have those superpowers more directly.
I'm just saying, like maybe one of the things that would be good for ensuring that the future is one that we want is to more tightly couple the human will, collective human will, to digital intelligence. The issue that we face here is that we're already a cyborg, if you think about it.
If you had a robot that really understood the 3D architecture of your house and knew where every object in that house was or was supposed to be, and could recognize all those objects, like that, the kind of thing that you could ask a robot to do would be what? Like tidy up.
Absolutely.
Or
make dinner, I guess, mow the lawn.
Take a cup of tea to grandma and show her family pictures. And
exactly.
I mean, it could obviously recognize everyone in the home, could play catch with your kids.
Yes. I mean, obviously we need to be careful that this doesn't become a dystopian situation.
So when it comes to predicting sales of Tesla vehicles, for example, I mean, you've kind of been amazing. I think in 2014, when Tesla had sold that year 60,000 cars, you said, 2020, I think we will do 500,000 a year.
Yeah, we did almost exactly 500,000.
You did almost exactly 500,000. Why has full self-driving in particular been so hard to predict?
I mean, the thing that really got me, and I think is going to get a lot of other people, is that there are just so many false dawns with self-driving, where you think you got the problem, have a handle on the problem, and then it turns out you just hit a ceiling. Because if you were to plot the progress, the progress looks like a log curve. So it's like a series of log curves.